Hi, this is Freedom from Condo Planet. I want to welcome you to another segment of our video series on condos for rent in Mississauga. Today I want to talk to you about the 5 essential steps to getting the keys to your condo for rent. Congratulations! You've done the hard part and finally found your Mississauga condo for rent. We're excited to welcome you to the Mississauga community, and we at Condo Planet are committed to making your stay as hassle-free and enjoyable as possible. Let's face it, everyone knows moving is a pain in the you-know-what. It's a difficult transition for everyone and everybody. It's not easy to pack all your belongings, put them in a truck, and shift to an entirely new address. That's why we at Condo Planet are committed to making your move an easy one. And this is the inspiration behind this video, quite frankly. We've created this quick checklist to ensure you address the 5 essential steps you need to take care of before your landlord will hand over the keys to you. So these are the 5 steps. Number 1 step is transfer the hydro to your new Mississauga condo to your names. So this is where this point may or may not apply to you. If the Mississauga condo for rent that you've chosen to live in includes the hydro in the rent rate, then you don't have to worry about transferring the hydro to your name. However, as is the case for most of the condos in Mississauga, the hydro is an extra bill, and what you need to do is you need to contact Enersource Mississauga, which is the provider for the Mississauga condos, and you need to hook up and set up a new account with them, switch the hydro utility to your name for the address that you're about to move into, and you're set and you're good to go. What you do need to do is record the Enersource account number somewhere, because the landlord will probably ask you for it as proof of you having transferred the hydro to your name. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is to arrange for all risk contents and liability insurance. Well, what is that? Well, all risk contents insurance is about insuring your belongings, okay? In case anything happens to what you own, your clothes, your furniture, whatever you may have, this type of insurance, which is called all risk contents insurance, protects your belongings, insures everything in a policy. And also, as an additional rider to that policy, you need to make sure that you have at least $1 million general liability insurance in place. And that general liability insurance is really critical because it protects you from any damages that may be caused to other people, any injury or harm that may have been caused through mistakes that you might have made, unintentional things like, for example, causing a fire in the kitchen, a kitchen fire. That could destroy the whole condo, and that could be extremely expensive to you. So that type of general liability insurance is really critical. Step number 3 is you need to bring post-dated checks. This is essential. It's for your own convenience as well. Just bring 10 post-dated checks if you're in a typical 1-year lease, and bring that 10 post-dated checks, and you're good to go. And usually those checks are dated for the 1st of the month, because most leases begin on the 1st of the month. But it can vary depending on your situation. If you've negotiated a lease for the 15th of the month, well, you've got to write those checks for the 15th of the month then. So that's step number 3, write those post-dated checks. Now we move on to step number 4. You have to book the elevator. And it's better that you do it in advance, especially if you're moving in the 1st of the month or the end of the month, where the elevators are extremely high in demand, and it may be more problematic for you to find that booking time that you want. The more advance notice you give, the better. Now, the policies around booking elevators vary from building to building, but typically they're going to ask for a damage deposit, which can be in the form of a check or a money order or a certified check. It all depends on the circumstance. So you have to abide by their policy and make sure you fill out the necessary forms you need to do with management of the building you're moving in. And the last step, of course, if you're moving, you're probably going to need to find movers, a moving truck. Unless you're doing it yourself, well, then even then you got to book a truck and take care of it. So that's important. If you don't know who to approach for that, I think the best place to start is go after a referral. Talk to some of your friends who've moved in the past and ask them if they know anybody and that they can refer to you. I think that's the best step. If that doesn't work for you, then always consult with a Better Business Bureau. Check for referrals. try to see, if the companies that you've researched have a good history and there are no grievances registered against them. That pretty much summarizes the 5 essential steps for moving into a condo. If you have any further questions, just reach us here at condoplanet.ca. Thank you for tuning in. Wishing you a wonderful day. Take care.